We're about to dive into the story of a man who discovered a secret, a really powerful secret to survival. It may be the darkest place you can even imagine. I want you to just take a second. Try to really picture it. You wake up one day and everything you know, everything you love and hold dear, it's just gone. The people who are the absolute center of your world just vanished.
Think about it. The simple freedom to just walk down the street, to make your own choices. Poof! Completely stripped away.
And then even your own identity. Your name is gone, replaced by a number. You're basically reduced to nothing. Now this sounds like a nightmare, right? But it was the reality for one man, a psychiatrist, who didn't just survive this hell. He actually found something profound right in the middle of it.
And this right here, this is the core idea he uncovered. This is the story of Viktor Frankl, and it's all about how he proved that having a why, a real purpose, can make a person almost unbreakable. So let's back up a bit. Before all the horror of the war, Viktor Frankl was this well-respected psychiatrist in Vienna, Austria. He was already cooking up his own school of thought, totally fascinated by what gives our lives meaning. He had no idea that his own theories were about to be put to the most extreme test imaginable.
And then 1942 happened. Frankl's entire life, the world he knew, it just shattered. He and his family were arrested and sent to the Nazi concentration camps. The loss he faced was, it's just absolute, unimaginable. He was taken to Auschwitz and then other camps, and there, his entire family was murdered. His parents, his brother, and his pregnant wife. Suddenly, he was completely and utterly alone in a place that was literally designed to create despair.
But it's right here, in this absolute hell, that Frankl finds his first line of defense. The Nazis, they could take his clothes, they could shave his head, they could take his name, but there was one thing they could not control: his mind. He realized that his ultimate freedom, the last one he had, was the power to choose his attitude, his response to all this suffering. And that choice, that became his weapon.
So inside the camps, Frankl, ever the psychiatrist, he couldn't help but observe what was happening around him. And he started to notice this really clear pattern, this psychological dividing line between the people who gave up and the ones who somehow managed to hold on.
He basically saw two types of people. On one side, you had the prisoners who just lost all hope. Their why was gone, and their bodies, well, they just seemed to follow suit. But on the other side, you had those who clung to something. Maybe it was a loved one they desperately hoped to see again, or a book they needed to finish, or just a memory of a life that was worth fighting for. They had a purpose. And this is the whole secret right here. Frankl realized that survival wasn't just about who's the strongest physically. Nope, it was about who was the strongest mentally, who was anchored to something, having a powerful why, a purpose. That was the ultimate tool for surviving the unbelievable how of life in the camps. And Frankl didn't just see this in other people, he lived it himself. And in one of his absolute darkest moments, he had this awakening that would not only save his own life, but would become the foundation for everything he did afterwards. So I want you to picture this, okay? It's a freezing morning. The prisoners are on one of these brutal, forced marches in the bitter cold. Frankl's body is just giving up. He feels like he cannot take another step. Hope is pretty much gone. What do you do in that moment? What can you possibly do? Right there, in that moment of complete despair, he did something incredible. He basically detached his mind from his suffering body and launched it into the future. He imagined himself vividly, standing on a stage in a warm, bright lecture hall, teaching students about the very psychology he was living through at that exact moment. And in that vision, he found it, his purpose. His suffering wasn't just random, meaningless pain anymore. It was research. It had a point. And that vision, that purpose, it literally pulled him forward.